Hi everybody, Dear Myrtle here, your friend in genealogy. This episode I want to tell you a little bit about great-grandma Blanche. This is a picture of her on her honeymoon, and she was a model at Frederick & Elson's and the Bon Marché in Seattle. She lived in Bellevue, and she married our dad. That's great-grandpa. But great-grandma was really cool. Isn't she a model? Isn't that a great-looking picture there?
Look at that.
Yeah.
Love
okay.
it.
Well, let me tell you a little bit about what she did. One of the things I found most interesting, you see all these old postcards they're from up in British Columbia and up in the Yukon, Alaska, because her father and grandfather, they weren't gold miners on the Yukon, but they had one of those very lucrative shops in Dawson. And they made a lot of money selling implements and food and things like that. Well, what I'm showing you are not her postcards, but postcards her father sent. Dear daughter, from Eagle, Alaska in 1962. We stayed overtime in Dawson, 8 days there. In other words, he went back many years after the gold rush to see where he had worked with his father as a child or as a youth. But I found these special cards, all these had been written to Grandma Blanche, and they were in a stack of about this many postcards where Blanche and Dad took a trip to Alaska and then visited all these same places.
Oh,
and
cool.
That kind of tells you something about how her mind works. Because part of it was an Alaskan ship. They took a ship up the Inside Passage, which is a great thing to go on a cruise ship, as you know. And then part of it was specifically staged so they could go into Denali and Dawson and all that. So she could go to these same places that her father and grandfather had been to and that her father wrote about in these postcards. Talk about a family history moment.
Yeah.
That was the trip of a lifetime.
Do I hear road trip?
Yeah, we should go to Alaska.
I think so.
Another thing about Blanche, when she was married the first time to Dr. Bennett, they were stationed in China, and she loved China. And let me show you some of these little things that she'd saved. And I've kind of saved these. These are cloisonniers, which means, this is a prime example of it, where the metal has then enamel in between, and then it's fired really hot. And this is her little collection of bottles. It used to be in the little, do you remember in their bedroom where Grandpa had made that shelf with a lot of seashells on it? And then these were also in it.
Oh, cool.
Here's some extra little earring findings. I'll put those back. But let me show you a couple other things that I know about them. I know that Dad and Blanche, in the early part of their marriage...
Look at that.
Yeah, there's Blanche and there's Dad. They used to go bowling, and it was quite a big deal. And here's a picture of Dad. And then there's two of Blanche. They're really cute.
Oh, look how cute she is.
That was all quite the style to wear a headband like that in those days. Didn't she look feminine and cute? Just a darling lady.
Love it.
And then one of the things that I always knew about them was that they both sang in the ward choir, Bellevue First Ward, but also they'd always told me that they were in the Leonard Moore Chorale, which I didn't know about that. But one of the things I took from the house was Blanche's copy, his Blanche Player, of the Messiah. Of course, this would be the soprano part, but look where it's stamped, the Seattle Chorale, Leonard Moore. Okay, so I guess it went through several incarnations of names.
Yes.
So that might be enough to convince you that, yes, the family story that they sung in the Leonard Moore Chorale was perhaps true. Then I found this picture as we've been going through Dad's stuff. So what we have here, and I'm going to do the Grandpa Glenn thing using a pen, that's Leonard Moore. That's Blanche right next to him. And up here is Dad.
Wow.
And then if you zoom back, that's where the chorale practiced, in one of the church buildings in Seattle. I'm not familiar with the church. I don't know enough about it. Now, you'd have to know this was the Leonard Moore Chorale, except that that's Grandma Blanche's writing, Leonard Moore Chorale, 19. She didn't know the year, I guess.
Yes.
But anyway, she at least tried. That was a
Yes,
cool
she
thing.
did.
And here's a picture of her and Dad. Remember that each of the family units got a copy of this. Is it
Yeah.
too shiny?
Now we got it.
Got it. That's a picture of them taken. It's part of a picture, and I made a copy of it. It was taken, she was very active in the Bellevue Philharmonic as the president, and we're talking Bellevue, Washington. That's a cool picture. And so
Yeah.
everybody in the family, each family unit got a copy of this.
I have one on my dresser, and we love it.
We do. I'm going to have to stop because I'm going to cry about it. But anyway, this is the sort of stuff we've been doing. Happy family tree climbing, everybody. That's a wrap.